Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. And today we're working on week number 2 of our 13 weeks of Halloween. And I have seen a few of these Dollar Tree videos where they do tutorials on Dollar Tree. Now I noticed several of them buy the cheaper Dollar Tree frames and then they build them up with other things from Dollar Tree to make them look like a bulkier frame. Well, to me, that's kind of a waste of money. Even though it's $1, if you're spending $3 to make one frame, then maybe another source is needed. So I picked up this frame at like it's kind of like a Goodwill, but it's not Goodwill. We call it the church store. It's a local church and they have a little new to you type shop. And so I got this for $1. It's an all wood frame and it was this green color, which I wanted to show you what it looked like before. So I just painted it with my Waverly paint. And this was the, which one was this? Matte Finish Plaster Color, 60679E. And it's a chalk paint. It's very thick, goes on very nice. I get this from, like I said, Walmart. And then, so I painted it. I let that dry really well. And then I took the Waverly Elephant 60711E and I watered this way down to like a wash. And then I painted that on and then took a paper towel and just kind of wiped it off. So it's leaving almost like an antique finish. And so, which I wanted kind of that farmhouse look. So, I figured I saved some money by doing that because they had to paint their frames anyway. So, and to me, this is a nice frame. So what I did was I took out the cardboard that was in the frame and I painted that with my Valspar chalkboard paint. Now there's a difference between chalk paint and chalkboard paint. Chalkboard paint actually creates like a chalkboard finish. Chalk paint is just that. It's like a chalky looking paint. So that's the difference. So, and I've had this quart for probably 5-6 years, and I have maybe this much out of it. So this can has lasted me, and it's not going bad or anything like that. And it was 203261 black. Okay, so I painted the cardboard with 2 coats of this black, letting them dry in between. And it works really well. And I will show you. Here's just my regular kids cheap chalk. And I can put it under here because this is going to be covered up anyway. But you can see that it writes on there perfectly well. So I didn't need to put in another piece of wood or anything like that. And what I did for stability is I put the glass back in on the bottom. So that gives me a hard surface to work on. From the dollar store, I did purchase these pumpkins. They're 5 in a pack for $1. And they measure, they're a nice size. They are, about 3 3/4 wide, and with the stem, about 3 3/4 tall. So I took, and I was running out of my orange paint, so I mixed my own paint up. And what I used was some of the Folk Art 433 terracotta. I also used a little bit of the Anita's macaroni yellow 11192 and just a little bit of my Apple Barrel 20540 red spice. So I started out with the yellow and then I added my red. And then I added my terracotta until I got this kind of warm orange color. It's not real bright. It's not burnt orange, but it's very warm looking. So I make sure I mixed up enough to paint my things. And then I took my terracotta. So I saved a couple on the back here so I could show you. This one I did not paint. It's going to get glued down. I'm not worried about it. This one has the lines in it, so I can show you how I did my white. So let's go ahead and grab a brush and we'll do the lines in this pumpkin here with the terracotta. And I got to gather my, oh, there it is, brush here. I'm using a nice small brush. It's kind of got a flat edge there. And if you want a finer brush, you can, but that seemed to work pretty good for me. So let me see what we got going on here. All right. And you don't need very much. In fact, I'm probably going to get a little bit of water here just to make sure that it's not too thick. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there. Grab some paper towel. There we go. I just want a real faint line. So we're going, and I'm just going to, on a curve, kind of make a real light line there. Okay? And I'm actually going to go right back in that paint. Make another one. And as you can see, yep, you can see it really good actually. And I'm just going into my paper towel there that's got that paint. And I'm going to do another one going down this way. And they don't have to be perfect. And they're going to be real faint. Just like a shadow line on a pumpkin would have. So there we go. So we've got our 3 lines. Now actually I could, because this is so thinned out and it's soaked right into the wood right away, I could probably just do my white on that. So for ease, I took my Jelly Roll pen. It's called Jelly Roll 10. It is number 31031. And it's white. So let me grab the dry one just to make sure. And all I did was I kind of made skip lines, kind of right over top. I didn't make a solid line. You can if you want, but I just wanted to like highlight lines. So that's all I did was I do a little skip, do a little, and however much you want. Now I spun this around because it's easier for me to, because I'm right-handed, to do that. There we go. And it's just enough, and I don't have to worry about trying to control my brush to get that nice thin effect. Okay, again, just lightly. It's almost like doing a odd dotted line. And this I thought was the best way, and I was very happy when this worked. There we go. So that is how I did that. All right, so we got that. Now for the pumpkin top there for the stem, I used Anita's Earth Brown 11014. And as you can see, when I did that, I kind of made little jags. Like I come in higher and lower, just to make it look like stem-like. Can you see that? Yeah, like that. So it's not straight across, okay? And I did paint both sides of that. All right. So now what we're going to do is start putting this together. And I did not show you how I painted the pumpkins because it's kind of a basic process. Because I needed those to be dry in order to work on what we're doing. So I took a stack. I took some chipboard, just my regular chipboard, and I cut it into pieces. You could use foam dots or whatever you want. And the reason I got these ready is because I want to glue these down. Whoops, speaking of glue down. Oh, if I did plug it back in. Okay. Make sure I picked up. I want to glue these down on each corner, but then I want this one in the middle. But if I do that, then it's going to be laying down. So I stack these up, and like I said, you can use foam dots or whatever you want. And I'm going to glue those together, and then so they will keep that part of the pumpkin up. I did flip one of the pumpkins so the stem faces right and the other's face left. I can't do anything about that, but I did want to give it a little variation. You could do them facing all the same way if you want. I just, for my preference. Now I did take my clear ruler here, and I kind of looked to see where the center was. I didn't measure anything, and I come up, and on my ruler I can see, and I held that there, and then I was able to faintly write the start of my words on here, so I got them level. So of course this would be sitting on the table, and I just faintly put in my letters for my words that I'm going to use, and that way I knew I didn't have to have a line to erase. All right, so that's how I got my letters on there. I also took a little piece of burlap and cut it into a square, and then pulled off some of the strands, and then with the terracotta paint I painted on there 5 cents. Pretty cheap pumpkin, huh? So that's going to get glued down here, and then I've also just, you can see it, lightly with my pencil wrote out Happy Halloween. So I had a start. I have a paint marker. You can use a Sharpie if you want. And I'm hoping this paint marker is going to be fine enough so I can write that word on there. I need to do a practice test here. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to set this aside and write on these pumpkins here. Now this one is, it's going to say pumpkins you pick. So this is just a U, of course. And then I'm going to do a little line on each side of it, just like that. This one is pick. I also have some little bats right here, little tiny bats. And they are from my Martha Stewart corner punch. You see that? And I don't know the number. She never puts any numbers on any of her things. It was just the back corner punch. And it leaves you these little scraps. So I thought those would be cute on these pumpkins too, just to bring in a more Halloween theme. Okay, so this is a little hard to see. So and I'm not doing any fancy writing, just regular print. Now you can use stickers if you don't have paint markers. You can, and also for your bats or whatever other decorations you want. Stickers you can cut out with your Cricut or your other die cutting machine if you have one. Or you can hand cut some little extra decorations. But stickers, I mean, if you don't have any machines or any punches or anything, stickers are easy to obtain, and even Hobby Lobby has their own brand in the little packages, you know, so you don't have to spend a fortune, and they're usually on sale. You got time to keep an eye out for sales or use their coupon. So we've got pumpkins you pick, and we're going to start gluing some of this stuff down. So let me start gluing these together with my glue gun. And I'm going to put it up far enough so that they're not visible. And it doesn't take a lot. And you could use your regular glue. I don't want this dripping on there because it won't be very forgiving. So I'm just going to smear a little bit of glue on. And of course, we're going to have our lovely glue strings. Now I want to watch, because with the glue going in between there, that might give me a little bit different height. So I don't want it to be tilting the other way. It should be just perfect, Jeff. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to put some glue right on here. And a little on here. And place my pumpkin. There we go. I'm going to put a V of glue right here. And if you don't want to save this, you should be able to pop these back off. Little V of glue there. Eyeball that. And any pencil lines I see, I will erase once I know everything's good and dry. All right, so we've got those in place. Does that look about right? Yeah, looks pretty good. Yeah, this one looks a little high. See? Pulled it right off. There we go. Let me see here. I'm going to hold this up a second so I can look at it. Yeah, that looks a little better. All right. So now for my bats, I'm just going to take my, let me move my glue gun so I don't touch my arm on it accidentally and burn myself. I'm going to take my art glitter glue, and you can see how tiny these are. And this is the big one. And I'm just going to put a little of the glue on there. And we're going to, and you could do the same thing for fall if you want. I just doing my Halloween thing, so I thought this would be a cute Halloween project. And just remember that just because something is at the dollar store doesn't mean that it's going to be your best deal. You might be able to find a better deal somewhere else. So I am always on the lookout for the best price of things. And if it's at the dollar store, that's great. If it's not, that's even better. And that goes for anything at the dollar store, because sometimes they'll have like your food items and you can get them cheaper at your local grocery store. And pay less. So looking kind of cute. I just wanted to bring in some more of the, well, I could have even used bats as my lines there, couldn't I? Kind of late now. Paste them in a little different directions. Of course, the tiny ones don't need much glue. This dries clear, so I'm not worried about if there's anything left on there. There. Oopsie. Come here. There we go. I think that's good. No, I got to add one more somewhere because I'm ending up with 3, 4, 5. And I don't want 3, 4, 5. Let's put another big one over here. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so let me bring that up so you can see it. There we go. Now with my chalk, I'm going to write the Happy Halloween out. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you don't have any chalk, you can use paint. Oopsie. Again, nothing fancy. I'm just printing this out. Now, if I didn't have that glass underneath there, then this would be bending. So that is why I left the glass down in there. So it gives me some stability. There, Happy Halloween. I don't care if it's a little crooked. It makes it look a little funky. I'm going to use hot glue to glue this down. I'm just going to put right in here. We need a ton. And then carefully because that will seep through there. Carefully put that down. Just like that. Okay. I almost feel like I need something right in here. But I don't know what. I don't know what. Well, there's a little bat from a different project. Well, there's a moon. Here's a moon. Does that look like a moon? Can it go on? No. No, I think I'm just going to leave it. I think that'll be just fine. I do kind of like that bat, though. Do I paint him black into it? Will he show up? Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to glue him kind of onto here. But I think if I paint him black, I think he'll still show up. So let me go ahead and just add a dab of hot glue on there. And we'll just fill in this vacant spot here. Let's tilt that way. Use our black paint. Come in and we can highlight him with the white pen too, once it's dry. Working on the fly here. This was a little kit I bought, and it had all of these little things in it, and I was going to do a project with it, but most of the things were missing. So it's like, okay. And I got it on clearance, so I'm not going to bother taking it back. I'll just disassemble it. And oh, he disappears, doesn't he? We are going to need that white pen. But outline his edges here. Make them stand out. Here we go. I'm just going to go around the edge with this. Follow the lines, and that'll make him pop back out there a little bit. Realize he just disappeared. Which I kind of figured he would. Black on black, you know. There he is. And I just add a couple like wing marks here. There we go. There we go. And he has dimension, of course. Oops, and I put my hand in my chalk there. There we go. Oops. Oh, I really messed that up, didn't I? I noticed with these cheaper chalks, I think they got like a coating or something on the outside. I'm not sure, but sometimes you get a spot that doesn't want to write. There we go. All right, so that is our week number 2 for our Halloween, 13 weeks of it. And I hope you liked the video and would subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put up new videos all the time, so if you hit the bell, you'll be notified each time I do add a new one. So until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.